And well, after a groundbreaking mission aboard the Axiom for Captain Shooks is finally home. The SpaceX Dragon capsule carrying the crew made a textbook splashdown off the coast of Florida, marking a perfect end to a near-flawless journey. The deorbit burn took place at 2:07 p.m. At 2:50 p.m., communication blackout occurred. Just 7 minutes later, at 2:57 p.m., the parachutes were deployed. The splashdown in the Pacific Ocean that happened at 3 p.m. As recovery teams swarmed the capsule, Shooks was welcomed like a true space hero. Captain Shooks and the other crew members' return is not just a moment of pride for the mission team, but also for every young dreamer who dares to look up at the stars. The team will now undergo a 7-day rehabilitation.
As our second crew member exiting the spacecraft. And some big smiles, as you said.
And there you see on your screens that historic moment of Shubhanshu Shukla emerging out of the Dragon capsule, and he came out all smiles. Of course, it is a huge change for him after spending 18 days in space, and how his body is now and will now acclimatize itself to gravity on Earth. But a successful mission, and how India now looks forward to how Shubhanshu Shukla will lead the Gaganyaan mission in the future. Let's listen into what Union Minister Jitendra Singh had to say on the same.
And there she is.
Bharat has today truly found an enduring space in the world of space. It's a moment of pride for the whole world and a moment of glory for India as one of her illustrious sons returns back after accomplishing a successful voyage and after having conducted some of the very vital life-bearing experiments never done before. And therefore, as I said, today indeed Bharat has found an enduring space in the world of space.
India Today's Nagarjun Dwarkanath spoke with ISRO Chief V. Narayanan about Captain Shooks' spectacular achievement. Listen in to what he said.
Your first comments on this historic splashdown of an Indian?
As you are aware, this is the second Indian who has gone to space and came back safely. And first Indian went to International Space Station, came back safely. Now it is a very historical and important moment. Now, first of all, I have to thank Honorable Prime Minister of India, Modi ji, for approving the Gaganyaan program on August 15, 2018. And he is the visionary leader who wanted the human spaceflight program. And we are working for the Gaganyaan program. For that, we have to develop the human-rated launch vehicle, orbital module development, propulsion system development, health monitoring system development, environmental control and safety system development, crew escape system development, parachute development, human-centric products like spacesuit, lot of developments. And one of the important aspects is selecting the Gaganyatris, selecting the astronauts or Gaganyatris in our language, and train them for different training, giving exposure to the space environment and physical training, mental training, then a lot of education to them. And we had selected 4 Gaganyatris. They were announced to the country by Honorable Prime Minister just year before last year end. Then it is Honorable Prime Minister, he strongly believed that one of the Gaganyatri better to send to International Space Station. What are the advantages? Advantages, number one, we selected 2 people, Prashant Nair and Subhashnu Shukla. 10 months they were put through rigorous training program. So that is one of the outcome, 10 months training. Second thing, ISRO team has executed a contract, international contract for carrying out this. This is the second exposure what has come. Third thing is, when Suklaji and Prasant Nair, they had a contact with experienced astronauts, they gain confidence. This confidence with that, they are going to the International Space Station. There, already 7 astronauts were there. And then
Yeah.
they don't feel alone. So it is 7 plus 4, 11 people are there as a big team. So they work together. So he knows
So-
how to work in a team. And now he has come back. Now the entire experience, exposure, and he has seen the Earth from top. And we allotted some work to carry out some experiments. Experiment is not only space experiment. Something was done in the ground, and it was prepared
Correct.
and sent. He has done something, and for example, take seeds after exposing to microgravity environment. It is brought back, and then anyhow, this we are going to do experiments. All these things will feed to Indian Gaganyaan program.
So what are the key developments that you're looking, or the learnings you're looking from this over 2 weeks mission that was carried out? What are the key features that you're looking to inculcate in Gaganyaan programs?
Work in a space environment, working together with other astronauts, and carrying out some experiments in the space environment along with other colleagues. Then, of course, getting exposed to that microgravity environment, the body itself getting exposed, and what type of thing, and the medical health. Medical health also we review quite often. So, lot of
And we've got our
input has come
pilot,
for our
Shubhanshu
Gaganyaan program.
Shukla.
Correct. So what is ISRO planning to welcome Mr. Shukla? So when he comes, so what are the key developments that you're looking, or the learnings you're looking from this over 2 weeks mission that was carried out? What are the key features that you're looking to inculcate in Gaganyaan programs?
Work in a space environment, working together with other astronauts, and carrying out some experiments in the space environment along with other colleagues. Then, of course, getting exposed to that microgravity environment, the body itself getting exposed, and what type of thing, and the medical health. Medical health also we review quite often. So, lot of input has come for our Gaganyaan program. The team led by me when we were there for the launch. Originally, the launch was scheduled on 11th June.
Correct.
And 10th June, the moment we came to know there is a leakage in the rocket, we insisted on correcting the leakage before launch. So based on that, the launch was postponed, and they were also cooperative in correcting entire thing. Otherwise, it would have been a real problem. Without the correction, if the rocket would have taken off, there was a crack sitting there, it would have been a serious problem. And we are also fully satisfied. So we are having full knowledge of the system, and we could insist on stopping a launch with a serious problem. If that would not have been done, really it would have been serious problem for safety of all the 4 astronauts. And today I am so satisfied and happy that with our knowledge, Indian education system, Indian knowledge, we could really insist on stopping a human-rated rocket launch. And they heard us because of Indians' knowledge. They heard us and stopped, postponed the launch and corrected entire thing. And safely we could launch. So we are fully satisfied on our education system, on Bharat education system, and the capability of the Indians in ensuring safety of our own astronauts.
Emotional parents and family members of Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla stood with teary eyes and hearts full of pride. India Today's Samar Srivastava, who spoke to them exclusively, listen up.
प्लेन नीचे आ रहा था, आप लोग प्रेयर्स कर रहे थे?
नहीं, ईश्वर से प्रेयर करते हैं। ईश्वर से जो है उसी को सवेरे प्रेयर करके हनुमान जी को सौंप आए थे, मतलब वापस लाओ, जैसे गए थे वैसे लाओ। वो ठीक ठाक रहा, सब बढ़िया रहा, बहुत अच्छा रहा। और लैंडिंग अच्छी तरह हो गई, ये बहुत खुशी की बात है हम लोगों के लिए और देशवासियों के लिए, सबकी जो है खुशी की बात है।
पैराशूट जैसे ही खुला है, आपके और आपकी जो पत्नी है उनके आंखों में आंसू आ गए थे जैसे ही पैराशूट खुला है, वो कितना इमोशनल मोमेंट था?
नहीं, बहुत अच्छा मोमेंट था। और वो जो है मतलब ये है कि खुशी की थी हम लोगों को कि मतलब जो है सब नॉर्मल चल रहा है, जो चीज़ जैसी होनी चाहिए वैसी हो रही है। तो ये बड़ी अच्छी बात थी। मतलब जो है उसका मिशन का जो है भी एक जो भी चीज़ें थी टाइमली समय से और सब कुछ क्लियर हो रही थी, तो अच्छा लग रहा था।
डर था जब नीचे आ रहा था प्लेन?
नहीं, डर तो थोड़ा बहुत 10-5% तो रहता है दिल में, कहीं न कहीं रहता है कि मतलब और ईश्वर कृपा से सब बढ़िया हो गया, अब डर कोई नहीं है।
ईश्वर को याद कर रहे थे, आज मंगल भी है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल याद करें। ईश्वर हर समय हमारे साथ है, हमारे मतलब ये है ईश्वर की कृपा से ही सब कुछ संभव है।
बस बेटे से मिलना है जल्दी।
बस बेटे से मिलना है, बेटे
कब
से।
तक उम्मीद है?
अब ये 15 दिन कभी
क्या कहेंगे बेटे से, एक आखिरी सवाल में?
अब बेटे को गले लगाएंगे, उसको आशीर्वाद देंगे।
शुभांशु की मां मौजूद है। आज आपके चेहरे पर मुस्कान देख रहा हूँ, कुछ क्षण पहले आंसू थे, अभी मुस्कान है, कैसा लग रहा है बताइए?
अच्छा लग रहा है, खराब क्या लगने वाली चीज है। तो मिशन पूरा होके बेटा लौटा करके तो अच्छा लग रहा है। अब बहुत
देखा आप हाथ जोड़े थी और कुछ जाप कर रही थी जिस वक्त वो प्रोसीजर चल रहा था।
भगवान से मन ही मन प्रार्थना कर रहे थे कि सुरक्षित लैंडिंग हो जाए, सुरक्षित लैंडिंग हो।
आपकी आंखों में आंसू भी थे। एक माँ है, क्योंकि आपने पूरा बच्चे को बड़ा किया है, आपके सामने खेले हैं, आपके सामने पढ़ाई की है। अभी भी मैं देख रहा हूँ आप स्क्रीन की तरफ देख रही हैं। आप मुझे ये बताइए कि किस तरीके से ये कितना इमोशनल क्षण है?
नहीं, ये आप लोग भी देखो कितनी स्पेशल चीज है।
हाँ, बहुत स्पेशल चीज है हम लोग के लिए भी। हम लोग के भी रोंगटे खड़े हो जिस वक्त हम रिपोर्ट कर रहे थे। आप ही बताइए कि कितनी बड़ी प्रेरणा शुभांशु बन गए हैं?
प्रेरणा तो बन ही गए सबके, पूरे संसार के लिए, दुनिया के लिए, भारत के लिए, सबके लिए।
डर था हल्का सा भी?
नहीं, अब कोई डर नहीं है।
जिस वक्त लैंडिंग हो रही थी
खत्म, सब सारे डर खत्म हो गए, सब खत्म।
Thrilling, thrilling, thrilling. There is no other word than this. Highly excited, highly happy. I don't know how to control my emotions right now. I'm highly, highly, highly proud right now. And this is the moment we were waiting for it. He has made the history now. We were writing that he is writing the history. He has made the history right now. And so happy. My eyes, I cannot just unvisit that. I cannot remove my eyes from the screen still because he has to come out of the coop. But what to say? So happy, so happy.
You know, it's very thrilling. It was for him. It is like a adventurous ride he has made. He said na kamal ki ride thi. So I think he has made proud. He has brought laurels to the nation. And through your channel, I would like to congratulate each and every viewers of yours, as well as 140 crore Indians who are watching this historic moment. This date will be engraved in golden letters across the world. And this is not the first flight. This is not the first flight. This is going to be the first flight of the many flights. And in future, the way Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla will lead this mission for Gaganyaan mission, I think he will take all other 3 astronauts to the space, and he will create a new height of Indian space research program.
And well, it is not just an elated family, but every Indian that feels such pride. Shubhanshu Shukla has come back. And 17th of August is when he is slated to be in Delhi. Shivu Kumar Tripathi, Senior Assistant Editor, Science, joining us on the broadcast. Shivu, while the mission may have witnessed a delay in the start, but thankfully it has concluded well and successfully. Take us through an overview of the mission and how this will aid, the learnings of it will aid in the Gaganyaan mission in the future.
So this Axiom 4 mission initially began about 10 months ago. When Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla was informed that he has been selected to be part of the mission. Him and Group Captain P. Balakrishnan Nair, both of them astronaut designates for India's own human spaceflight program Gaganyaan, were then sent to US to train with Axiom Space, NASA, SpaceX. On June 8th is when the launch was supposed to happen, but there were multiple delays after that due to issues with Falcon 9 rocket, the Dragon spacecraft, and eventually the weather as well. All of them were then sorted on June 25th. Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla finally launched to space on Axiom 4 mission from Florida Kennedy Space Center. This was the same launch pad that launched Neil Armstrong to space in 1969. After that, for about 18 days, Group Captain Shukla has been in space in zero gravity, conducting multiple experiments. A total of 60 experiments from across 31 countries were launched to AX4 mission in space. India in itself had launched 7 experiments. Now, most of these experiments are part of India's Gaganyaan mission program. They are done to enhance the program. They are done to further strengthen the development and the science behind the program. These included testing tardigrades, microorganisms that survive extreme weather, extreme environments, growing sprouts. He grew methi in zero gravity lab to test that on long duration travels, how does food can be grown in space. Apart from that, he also studied bone loss, muscle loss in long duration, short duration travel. We did see that when Sunita Williams returned from space, she had to go through an extended period of rehabilitation. due to 8 months of mission and a huge loss of bone mass and bone density. Group Captain Shukla conducted multiple outreach events as well. We all saw his interaction with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where he described that this is the beginning of the Gaganyaan mission. It's going to be a long road, but it's going to be, if we come together, it's easily attainable.
Right. Shibu,
yeah.
I request you to stay on with us. Let's quickly explain to our viewers what happens next after Shubhanshu Shukla's return and how exactly will the recovery process now begin. Now remember, it is a 7-day rehabilitation process that will take place after the return of the Axiom 4 crew, where their bodies will primarily readjust themselves to Earth's gravity post-mission, because for the last 18 days, they have been surviving in microgravity. Now, all of this will be supervised by expert flight surgeons throughout, who will measure every body parameter and make this happen through a very, very designed process. Rehabilitation that will ensure safe physical recovery for obvious reasons of the change that the body is experiencing after they stayed in space and now they are on Earth, and the program that will help restore normal bodily functions. Take a look at this report.
Even after 18 days in space, even after a 25.5-hour journey back to Earth, for Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, the mission doesn't end with splashdown. Like all astronauts, Shubhanshu and his 3 other crew members will spend 7 days in rehabilitation. Astronauts need rehabilitation post-splashdown because space flight causes major changes in their body, mainly due to lack of gravity. They need to undergo therapy for atrophy to help regain muscle strength and bone density. They also undergo cardiovascular deconditioning therapy to recover from their cardiovascular functions. They receive treatment for vestibular system changes to readjust their balance and coordination. They go through psychological adjustment as well to readjust to Earth's sensory-rich environment and social routines, which can be overwhelming to return to. Rehabilitation often includes physical and psychological support, as well as counseling to help astronauts adapt mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Brace for drogue window.
Other astronauts like Sunita Williams also went through a 45-day NASA rehabilitation program to recover from their 9-month space expedition.
Other than Sunny Williams.
The duration of rehabilitation varies depending on the length of the expedition. But as he's done with everything else on his space sojourn so far, we are certain Shuks will pass this test as well with flying colours. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me now take you through details of the experiments that were performed as a part of the Axiom 4 mission and why this research is so important. So remember, 60 experiments all in all, basically to understand muscle loss in space. Also the other study of crops grown in space and how far is that feasible, to understand whether the survival of water bears in space is possible or not. The 4th experiment entailed the study of microalgae growth on ISS and how much that is possible. Sprouting salad seeds in space. Also study of cyanobacteria in space. That again is very important to explore the possibilities of how much life can flourish under those circumstances. And of course, microgravity screen interactions that was also performed as a part of this mission.
Aboard the Axiom 4 mission, Shukla did not just float among the stars, he carried India's flag, dreams and also cutting-edge science into space. For 18 days, Shukla turned the International Space Station into a floating Indian lab, leading a suite of breakthrough experiments, many crafted by the sharpest minds back home. One of his core missions was the myogenesis study, which tackled a long-standing challenge of human spaceflight, muscle degeneration in microgravity. By studying muscle stem cells, Shukla aimed to unlock answers critical to long-duration missions and even aging back on Earth. Then came a potential game-changer, the space microalgae experiment. Floating in the void, Shukla nurtured edible algae strains, compact, oxygen-generating and nutrition-rich. This would possibly be the food of the future for Mars-bound missions. And in a historic first, Indian crop seeds, methi and moong sprouted aboard the International Space Station. Through the Sprouts experiment, Shukla tested how life might grow beyond Earth, bringing sustainable space farming one step closer to reality. He also observed nature's toughest survivors. Tardigrades are microscopic life forms that thrive in the extremes. The Voyager Tardigrade project could help decode how life endures radiation, vacuum, and freezing space. But the mission wasn't just physical, it was deeply human. With the help of VR and biometric tracking tools, Shukla studied cognition, cardiovascular function, and mental resilience, asking what happens to the human mind and heart when Earth is just a blue dot in the distance. For India, this wasn't just a space mission. It was a giant leap for human spaceflight ambitions. The data, the trials, the triumphs all feed directly into ISRO's upcoming Gaganyaan program and India's long-term space station vision. Bureau Report, India Today.
And let's now take you through details of why the Axiom 4 mission was so important and what India is trying to learn as we brace for the Gaganyaan mission. Now, the flight experience of Shubhanshu Shukla that gains vital space flight training, which of course becomes important for the upcoming Gaganyaan mission. Systems familiarity and most importantly exposure to Crew Dragon, ISS operations and microgravity tasks of how they have survived these 18 days in those circumstances. Global insights and how ISRO is learning from NASA, Axiom safety and crew protocols that are followed in such a mission. Operation development that will hugely help shape India's mission planning framework for the Gaganyaan mission. Crew nutrition, seeds germination experiment that will also help in further planning and the kind of experiments that India would want to perform as part of this mission. And well, from the vast silence of space to the roar of a proud nation, Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who has returned after 18 awe-inspiring days in orbit, etching his name among the stars. Take a look at these pictures. Well, accused in the Pune Porsche hit-and-run case will not be tried as an adult despite crossing the threshold. The Juvenile Justice Board has rejected police's plea to try him as an adult. The killer brat had hit and dragged a couple, killing both of them in 2024.
A year ago, the Pune Porsche crash made national headlines. A 17-year-old son of a prominent business person, Vishal Agarwal, celebrating his exam results, went pub hopping. And after a night of revelry, rammed a two-wheeler, leaving two IT professionals, Anish Avadia and Ashwini Costa, dead. The Juvenile Justice Board on Tuesday ruled the brat will not be tried as an adult, rejecting the police plea to treat the teen as an adult. The family of the accused, who will be treated as a minor, had pulled every trick to get him off the hook. There were shocking attempts to tamper with evidence. The accused family tried to swap his blood samples with his mother's. After the swab with the help of corrupt government hospital doctors, his first blood report showed no alcohol presence. The drunk teen's family also forced their driver to take the blame and even assaulted him. The accused was initially released on bail with the only punishment being to write an essay while reportedly being served pizza at the police station. Families of the victims are devastated by the Juvenile Justice Board's decision.
मैम इसके में यदि बालिग का केस ना चलाया जाएगा तो वह तो वैसे ही छूट ही जाना मैम, उसमें कोई मतलब नहीं निकलता मैम करने का। हम लोग तो उम्मीद बहुत लगाए हुए थे। सुबह जैसे एक्सीडेंट होता है तो बच्चे को ना देखने के उसमें जो कृत्य किया है उसके लिए सब कुछ लेके जाते हैं, उसको बचाने के लिए जाते हैं, खाने पीने के लिए व्यवस्था के लिए जाते हैं। तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि दबाव कितना था। अब गवर्नमेंट का कहें जिसका काफी दबाव थे इनके ऊपर।
On the other hand, the accused lawyers cited the law.
अभी जो एक्ट है from 19th May 2024, what we are trying to tell you is the only act has been followed by the judiciary. There are orders of the Honorable High Court, Honorable Division Bench of which is the highest court of the land, which has to be respected, and there's a sanctity to the entire process. As law stands, we are executing the law. We are arguing upon the law point. If tomorrow there's an amendment in the act, obviously it will be most welcome.
As outrage grows, the question remains, will the killer brat walk away unscathed or will justice be served? Bureau Report, India Today.
Cutting across to Omkar Bable, joining us live from Pune. Omkar, this development that has come in as a huge disappointment to the family of those techies and everybody trying to get justice for them. Those techies who were mowed down by this brat. And, you know, such an important case that was in the eye of the media also sets the precedent for future such cases.
This accident took place exactly a year ago on 19th May. But from that time, even during investigation and even during the proceedings, Pune police wanted court to treat him as an adult. And now it is not going to happen, and that is why it is very shocking. Look, we are with the emotions of the family, but unfortunately, court doesn't run on the family. So there are two things I would like to highlight, which is already foregrounded by the Honorable Court. First, this court has clearly referred, they cited the Juvenile Justice Act, some sections of specific act, and especially the gadget made by the central government of India, which is based on the juvenile board. Second is very important thing. Based on the first point, court is clearly stated that they're not going to treat this juvenile as an adult, because when the accident took place, he was 17 years, 8 months old, and that does not allow court to treat him as an adult. So now we have to see how Pune police is going to restructure all these things, because charges has already been filed. His father is still behind the bar. Mother and grandfather, they both released on the bail. Even the juvenile accused, he's also on the bail. But now we have to check how Pune police is going to redraft all these things. We respect the emotions of the family, but unfortunately, court doesn't run on the emotions.
I completely agree with you, but the fact that the window was so small and this technicality coming in the way of how the accused will now be tried certainly is disappointing. Also, the very fact that there were so many incidents of how they had tried to tamper with the evidence of you know, how they had also tried to settle the matter with the cops in the start by throwing money because he comes from a rich family. So certainly all these factors that must come into count. Please do stay on, because Anish Avadhia's grieving family that has called the ruling a betrayal of justice. The accused teen's lawyer insisting that the law is on his side. India Today spoke to both sides. Listen in.
गुस्सा इसी बात का है कि एक्सीडेंट लोग समझ सकते हैं, पर एक्सीडेंट से पहले और बाद जो हुआ वो तो रिच एंड पावरफुल का जो मिसयूज होता है सिस्टम का, वो दर्शाया गया है इसमें।
मैम, हमने कहना चाहते हैं कि जैसे हमारे इनको 12 घंटे, मेरे ख्याल से 12 घंटे के अंदर, बच्चे के डेथ के 12 घंटे के अंदर इनको जमानत दे दी जाती है, 15 घंटे के अंदर, और हमारे बच्चे की बॉडी को लाने में हमें 58 घंटे लगते हैं मैम। आप ये बताइए ये कहाँ की न्यायपालिका है मैम? आप कोई भी अपने बच्चे को भेजने से पहले सोचेगा इस चीज के लिए कि अपने
वकील
दूर
से
भेजना है।
सुनते हैं फिर। प्रशांत, आप कैसे इस परिवार को अश्योर करेंगे जिनका बेटा चला गया कि ये जो केस अब ट्राई होगा एज अ जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड की तरफ से, ये मिसयूज नहीं होगा? बिकॉज अभी तक तो इस केस में सिर्फ वही दिखा गया है जो एज व्यूअर्स हम देख सकते हैं। वही ऐसा लग रहा है कि बस पैसा है, पावर है और अक्यूज्ड जो है बच के निकल जा रहा है।
देखिए मैम, as we speak today, please understand, the father of the CCL, child in conflicting law, is still behind the bars. The grandfather, 3 generations of a particular family were arrested in this matter. Things which were not related to them, also that particular properties were demolished by the government. Now, everything, if we can have a cumulative effect today, as we argue, let us wait for the outcome of the trial. आपके पास कुछ allegations है, वो allegations, whether they stand true in the court of law, we'll have to see.
क्या आप मानते हैं ओम प्रकाश जी कि इसमें जो ये अक्यूज्ड है ये बच के निकल जाएगा, या आपको उम्मीद है कि इसमें से भी आपको कुछ न्याय मिलेगा?
न्याय मिलने की उम्मीद तो मैम बहुत कम हमें लग रही है। सबसे बड़ी इसमें क्या पैसे का दुरुपयोग किया गया है, आपको सभी को पता है कि इसमें पैसे का जो भी है, पावर का दुरुपयोग बहुत किया गया है। इस चक्कर में हमें नहीं लगता कि हमें कहीं से न्याय मिलेगा।
प्रशांत, आप कैसे इसमें प्रोसीड करेंगे? when will the case begin as it should be as juvenile, and then उसके आगे किस तरह से प्रोसेस रहेगा? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं कंसर्न यही है कि 18 के हो जाएंगे, उसके बाद जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड में ज्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट पनिशमेंट नहीं होती तो वो छूट के निकल जाते हैं।
Understand one thing, as Union of India, we have made certain commitments before the United Nations. This act is not only drafted locally. There are certain commitments made by the Union of India before the United Nations, based on which this act came into existence. Today, when we speak about this, the legal position, we have to stick to the guidelines laid down by the Supreme Court and the Parliament. जब judgment की copy आएगी, then we will decide the future course whether that judgment stands true to the guidelines laid down by the courts. If not, if there are certain ingredients that we feel that it needs to be challenged, we'll challenge it, or else we'll see. We'll have to wait for the outcome. It's too premature to say at this stage.
And while Elon Musk-led Tesla is all set to open doors for its first ever showroom in India with the likely launch of Model Y, marking a significant milestone in the country's rapidly growing electric vehicle landscape. India Today tracking all the details.
After years of anticipation, Elon Musk's Tesla is finally charging into India. The electric vehicle giant inaugurated its first showroom in Mumbai on Tuesday. Located in the upscale Bandra Kurla complex, the showroom, called Tesla Experience Center, unveiled to VIPs and business partners. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis inaugurated the showroom in Mumbai, inviting Tesla to manufacture in India.
I think this is not just inauguration of an experience center, but it is a statement that Tesla has arrived, a statement that Tesla has arrived in the right city, in the right state. That is the state of Maharashtra and the city of Mumbai, which is the entrepreneur capital of India, not just financial, commercial and entertainment capital, but also the entrepreneur capital of India.
The much anticipated Model Y will be Tesla's first offering in India. For now, the cars will be sold as fully built imports. 6 units of the electric SUV have already landed.
We're inside the Model Y and I can tell you a few things about the design, and of course, as you can see, it's all very minimal. You have very few buttons on the dash. You have this 15-inch screen which functions as the control center and your infotainment. There are even very few buttons on the steering wheel as well. What really stands out though is how minimal this cabin is. There is a small camera on the inside that controls the driver attention system, which ensures that you have full attention while you're driving. Of course, now let me tell you a little bit about the 2 models on sale. Now Tesla has launched 2 models, the base one starting at 60 lakh rupees, going up to 68 lakhs.
Tesla had expressed interest in India as early as 2016. But its India plans were hampered due to import duty concerns. The debut comes exactly 5 months after Prime Minister Modi met Elon Musk and Donald Trump in the US, following which India reduced the basic custom duties on high-end cars priced above $40,000 from 110% to 70%, making the country a more attractive market for luxury EV makers. The inauguration officially marks Tesla's entry into the world's third largest car market. It comes at a time when the EV maker is grappling with declining sales in key markets like China. It is also facing issues with excess manufacturing capacity. India's EV market is still young, but with government incentives and urban interest rising, Tesla is betting big. With Dipayan Datta in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
And like you heard, Tesla is in trouble. Sales are slumping, profits are plunging, and Elon Musk's global clout that is fading. Rivals close in and markets tighten. All eyes are now on how Tesla will perform in India. Tesla's bold new bet for a second wind. We're getting you more details in this next report by Business Today.
Times are tough for Elon Musk. He's no longer the influencer-in-chief for the world's most powerful man.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
And Tesla is losing momentum in the fiercely competitive electric vehicle market. Tesla's sales are in a deep slump. The EV pioneer is in the middle of one of its worst streaks, with global sales dropping 13.5% in the April-June quarter after a 13% decline the previous quarter. Rivals from General Motors to China's BYD are rolling out high-tech, cheaper alternatives and rapidly eating into Tesla's market share. Profits plunged 71% in the January-March quarter, and analysts now predict a further 20% dip when Tesla reports its April-June results on July 23. Meanwhile, a public fallout with Donald Trump is eroding Musk's geopolitical clout, particularly in Beijing. The US is preparing to scale back EV tax subsidies, while China is tightening exports of rare earth minerals crucial for EV manufacturing. Add to that, Trump-era tariffs are complicating Tesla's supply chains, which rely heavily on Canada and Mexico. Consumer sentiment is also shifting back toward traditional petrol and diesel cars. Tesla stock is down more than 16% this year, and investors are demanding answers.
Then the board 2 and 3, they need to ultimately make sure that there's oversight politically, to make sure if any political activities interfere with CEO, that could restrict some of his compensation. And also his time spent at Tesla. A lot of moving parts here. Tesla needs Musk, and it's very important that he spends his time being CEO of Tesla.
For Elon Musk and Tesla, India is the new frontier. The company has tried to enter the Indian market since 2016, but was held back by high import duties and India's Make in India push.
चाइना में बनाकर हिंदुस्तान में बेचने वाला काम मत करो. हिंदुस्तान में आओ, हमको मदद करते हैं, यहाँ हमारे वेंडर्स हैं, हमारे यहाँ बनाओ, हमारे यहाँ बेचो, हमारे यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट करो.
Now, with a 60 lakh rupees Tesla Model Y, the company's India debut may not be about immediate sales, but the long-term strategy is clear. India is now the world's third largest automobile market, brimming with potential customers. Electric vehicles made up just 2.5% of car sales in 2024, but the Indian government is aiming to push that figure to 30% in 5 years, with strong incentives for clean energy adoption. India's luxury EV market is expanding rapidly, giving Tesla a chance to dominate early adopters in this niche segment. And with its strategic location and rising industrial capacity, India could also become a hub for Tesla's future manufacturing and exports across Asia and beyond. While India has opened its doors to EV makers under a liberalized EV policy, Tesla hasn't committed to manufacturing yet. Reports suggest it's still testing the waters with its showrooms, likely waiting to assess demand before making a big bet on building locally. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
And well, after years of delays, Tesla has finally launched in India, opening its first showroom in Mumbai today. From tariff roadblocks to diplomatic breakthroughs, Elon Musk's EV giant is now eyeing India as its next big frontier. Getting you details in this report.
After years of anticipation, policy hurdles and speculation, Tesla is finally launched in India. The electric vehicle giant opened its first showroom in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex on Tuesday. Tesla's India journey began in 2016 with Model 3 pre-orders. But plans fizzled out and the bookings were refunded. In 2021, Tesla registered its Indian subsidiary in Bengaluru. However, Elon Musk soon began publicly criticizing India's import duties on automobiles, calling them among the highest in the world and a major reason for Tesla's hesitation to enter the Indian market. India used to levy up to 100% duty on imported cars, making Tesla models twice as expensive. The Narendra Modi government also insisted Tesla must commit to local manufacturing first.
चाइना में बनाकर हिंदुस्तान में बेचने वाला काम मत करो। हिंदुस्तान में आओ, हमको मदद करते हैं, यहाँ हमारे वेंडर्स हैं, हमारे यहाँ बनाओ, हमारे यहाँ बेचो, हमारे यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट करो।
Meanwhile, Tesla vehicles faced further delays due to India's mandatory homologation process, which certifies vehicles for local roads and meeting Indian safety standards. Momentum came after Prime Minister Narendra Modi met Elon Musk in New York in 2023 and again virtually in 2024.
I'm confident that Tesla will win India and will do so as soon as humanly possible. I'd like to thank the Prime Minister for his support, and hopefully we'll be able to announce something in the not-too-distant future. It's quite likely that there will be a significant investment and relationship with India in the future.
In March 2024, India introduced a new electric vehicle policy, slashing import duties to 15% for companies pledging future investment. Tesla responded swiftly by hiring teams, leasing showrooms, and importing the first batch of Model Y cars. And now, Tesla will finally be seen on Indian roads, with Delhi likely to get the next showroom. Bureau Report, India Today.